Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with the Moon card. The Moon is, to me, it feels as if in some ways there's an openness in you to whatever's out there, whatever's coming next. I feel like you're someone who right now is trying not to have a lot of expectations, trying not to have any preconceived idea of what should be. It's just kind of like we're open, right? We're ready for anything. Yeah. Even though we don't know what's happening, we don't know what we need to be ready for, so we don't really know how to prepare. There's a feeling of there's just a feeling of kind of like accepting whatever comes next, accepting whatever the universe sends your way, right? Because this card is sometimes a card of a waning moon, right? Sometimes it is the narrowing of the psychic aperture. Sometimes we can't see what is all around us right now. Sometimes we can't see more than just a couple feet in front of us, you know. I feel like with the narrowing of that aperture, I feel like your distance vision is getting very keen. Like you can see what's on the other side of the forest. So it's kind of like you know that things are going to be okay. Even though right here in the short term, the journey from here to okay might be a little bit unknown, unpredictable. Right? But I feel like there's a readiness. I feel like there's a real confidence in you that says, I can handle it. Whatever the universe is going to throw at me, I got this. Yeah. Well, let's see what other cards come out today. I'm very curious about this. This Moon card is an excellent energy. It's a very, see, there's the Ace. This is a very creative energy. Right? This is sort of the card of dreams. This is the card of the infinite imagination. Right? It's a card where it says anything and everything is possible, the good and the bad, right? That everything is here. But now we've got this light. Yeah. We've got this clarity. So it's the clarity that comes from not really asking all the questions. That I'm not trying to find out, what's behind this door. I don't need to ask. If I want to find out, I just go. Right? That's why we've got that little sun underneath that card there. At the bottom, it's showing that really the only way to know for sure what's out there is to go out there. Right? And that's kind of, that's the certainty, the clarity. That is our sword of truth. That is our courage. That's kind of saying, I'm ready for my quest. Yeah. So what are you doing? What's your energy this week? What are you doing this week? I think that you are very boldly going into the unknown. You're taking a very bold step, a very confident step, even if you don't have all the answers. You're moving forward. Okay? You're taking, may seems like a big risk, maybe. This is really, really courageous energy. Yeah. And in some ways, it's kind of saying that you're like, you're taking a chance on the unpredictable. You're taking a chance on something that you're not certain about. Yeah. I think that's very good. That's very, very brave energy. But I think it's also, and we'll see, we're going to put some more cards out. I think it's energy that really gives you the best shot of succeeding, if that makes sense. Yeah. And maybe this is one of those situations, like once in a lifetime, you got to grab your sword and you've got to go. Even though it's dark, it's scary, it's a forest, you don't know what kind of monsters you're going to meet in there. You're going to fail. Guaranteed you'll fail if you don't try. You know, that's the only thing that we know for sure, is that if we don't go in here, we're never going to get to the other side. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's put the rest of our cards out. I think this is very good. I think that you're taking a really big chance here on yourself. We have that Five of Wands. Very good. We have, now this is interesting, to have a Knight of Swords looking at the future. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune's been in every single reading that I've done today, and it's getting to be a little bit, almost a little bit scary. You know, right? It's every single reading, Wheel of Fortune. Here we have the Devil card. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, though, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments, okay? All right, let's continue with our Path of the Serpent. We have a Six of Wands, a Princess of Wands, the Eight. The Eight of Swords is going to be interesting with the rest of the Swords cards, because I feel like that's what you're trying to avoid. You're being told, like, don't handicap yourself by trying to figure it all out. Right now, this week, you're being told to just go. To grab your sword, right? Your sword that can defeat any monster, that can overcome any challenge, right? That can fight when it's like what's a multi-tool, right? It's a tool, it's a knife that can do everything, right? You can make a fire with it, you can defend yourself with it, you can, I don't know, you can cut down wood with it, you can cook food with it. I did already say that. You can do all sorts of things with it, right? And I think it really is this inspiration. It really is this message coming from Spirit that you're being told to do it. Even though you can't quite see the plan, the full schematic, like you're not being given a complete map. You're being told not to paralyze yourself with that kind of rumination. Okay? Because this is something that's going to be revealed to you as you move forward into it. It could be a work thing, a job, it could be a school, university. Maybe you're going to go start something at university. I feel like it is the beginning. It is the beginning of something very important for you. The Ace sort of represents a beginning, and the Moon card is a doorway. Your life is on the verge of a very important change. And you're being told to have faith, to trust, to maintain your hope, to hold fast to your sword. And your sword is going to be able to meet with any challenge. That is the sword that can become whatever. It could be a sword, it could be a calculator, it could be a pen, right? It's going to be whatever tool you need. It's the way that your mind is very pliable. Your mind is very adaptable. You have a lot of tools in your toolbox. So it's kind of like we don't know what to bring with us, right? Because we're going into this dark, scary forest. We don't know what tools to bring. Let's just bring those couple of things, maybe just that one thing, that can do a lot of different jobs. Well, that's you. That's your mind. That's your energy. Yeah. What's our final card? That's what we don't know yet. Another Swords card. Interesting. It's the, that's really cool. This is the Knight of Swords. This is the Queen of Swords. The Knight looks into the future. The Queen looks into the past. Okay, if you're looking at the future and looking at the past, it's kind of meeting right in the middle of what are you going to do right now? Well, right now, I think you are climbing this mountain. There's that devil energy. You're putting everything you have into this, even though you don't really know what the journey is going to be like. Yeah. Well, the Wheel of Fortune up top here, I think we've got a pretty good idea that it is a positive thing, you know? I feel as if you know what the destination is going to be. You just don't know what kind of challenges you're going to meet when you're out here. Getting from here to there, right? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor Infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right here with Bubo, our mechanical owl, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. But hopefully it'll tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, by all means, put it down in the comments, right? Let's do it together. Let's exercise our intuition. Yeah. Let's look around the room. Interesting stuff going on here. We have major, major, major. We have 3 major arcana energies. Okay? And if you find yourself in a dark wood, right, and there's not really any kind of certainty, you don't know which way to go, you don't know what is what, there are things coming out of the shadows, the last thing we want to do is sort of sit on a log and do nothing, right? Which is what we would end up doing here, that we're so paralyzed by fear or by our indecision that we end up just staying put, right? You're being told in this dark, scary wood to use all of your effort, to put forth your very best energy, all of your creative driving force to push through this dark, scary forest. No matter what you see, don't stop moving forward, right? It sounds like a horror movie or something. And then, of course, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of saying trust in spirit. Trust that this is going to be a path to prosperity for you. Okay, you're being told to take a chance on spirit, take a chance on yourself. Okay, and this is the clarity. This is saying, even though I don't know what I'm doing, even though I don't know what to expect, even though I can't see anything in here, I know that I need to trust, right? And I know that the answers will be revealed to me as I go. I'll figure things out. I'll adapt. You know, you're going to go to university. You don't know what it's going to be like there. You don't know the food. You don't know the people. You don't know the professors. You don't know really anything. You can go and tour the campus beforehand, but that doesn't really tell you what it's really like. You'll figure it out. You know, you're going to go and you're going to adapt. You're going to find your way. You're going to get comfortable. You spend enough time in this dark, scary forest, you realize it's not so dark and it's not so scary. You sort of make friends with it, right? But I feel like the dark, scary forest is also your imagination, okay? I feel that this week is really a time for you to get creative with your problem solving. Yeah. So it feels like you're starting something new. But it feels like in that new path or that new realm or project or endeavor, you're really going to have to rely on your creative problem solving. You're really going to have to tap into your imagination and pull out the right kind of tool. Okay? Because I feel like there are challenges that you need to overcome. We've got this 5 to 6 fire energy going on. And we've got a lot of fire, right? We've got our 1, 2, 3 majors. We've got our 1, 2, 3 fires. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the air cards. Okay. Well, we've got no water. Okay. And we've got no earth energy either, do we? Interesting. We have very active cards here. Very active. The fire and the air are both very active elements. Okay. We've got the moon card in the middle, which is water, Pisces. And we've got earth here, which is, Capricorn, right? It's an earth card, the devil card. And of course, we have Jupiter up here. That's kind of like, has been, it's kind of Jupiter is the fate, the destiny that put you here. And it's kind of saying this, there's no fighting against it. There's no retreat here. There's no getting out of this, it seems. Okay? Every step you take, you're getting deeper into the woods. And if we accept it as that, then we kind of are forced to use our own genius, right? Use our own highest energy to push forward, to see our way through. Yeah. But anyway, back to the fire energy that we have. We got challenge and we've got victory. We've got success after strife. We've got a win after a battle. Okay. And I feel that this is really with the Five of Wands underneath this. I think you're someone that's been, you don't like confrontation. You don't like fighting, right? But when it really comes down to it, you know that you have what it takes to succeed, to keep yourself safe, to win, to not only survive, but to thrive, to prosper. And maybe you're someone where it takes a lot to kind of get you riled up. But once you're awake, I feel like you're unstoppable, you know. So sometimes this Five of Wands is saying we got to turn up the heat. We got to crank it up here, especially if we're battling an Eight of Swords. Because again, it's kind of like we're scared, we're thinking, we're trying to figure out what's going on, we're trying to figure out what we need to do, which way do I need to go. So we're sitting on a log and we're worried, we're thinking, we're shaking, we're biting our fingernails, right? The fire in your belly, your hunger, right, needs to override your fear. And sometimes the Moon card is about fear. And in a very basic way, that this week is about you finding your clarity, finding your genius, finding the answers despite your fear. Okay? And there's a lot of factors that go into that, but we could look at the Moon card as being our worst nightmare. But the Ace of Swords is finding the answer, finding the way, finding the breadcrumbs, finding the little thread that leads you out of this nightmare. Okay? Getting the clarity, not having to know all the answers beforehand, right? We're not sitting on the log, scared, ruminating, just in total despair over our situation. No, we're cranking up the heat. We're grabbing our sword, we're sharpening it on the stone next to us, and we're getting up and we're going. And where are we going? Well, we're going up here, prosperity, to abundance, right? To the Wheel of Fortune. We're getting to the top of that wheel. And in some ways with the Wheel of Fortune, if we feel that we're at the bottom, you know, between the rubber and the road, and we're sort of getting ground down by life, we could stay here and try to figure out why it's happening or what exactly is going on. We could sit here on our log and not do anything. And I feel, did we have this reading for you last week too? I don't remember. But the sitting on a log motif was in another reading, and I'm not sure if it was a Scorpio reading or not. Or we could start moving, start climbing up toward the top of the wheel, where we all want to be. Yeah. And it's a dangerous climb, and it's a fearsome kind of climb. It's challenging. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a battle. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you to, you know, kind of overcome that fear and push forward with this thing. Now, I don't know if it's school, work, if it's some creative thing, a spiritual thing, if it has to do with your friendships or relationships. But this is the week. Find out what it is that you're not doing because you're afraid. No one likes to admit that we're afraid. There are things I'm afraid of. You know, I'm probably afraid of more things than you are. The Wheel of Fortune is saying that the only way we're going to get to the top, the only way we're really going to succeed and fulfill our destiny and become the very best version of ourselves is if we find out what we're afraid of and we confront it. In whatever way we can, you know. But we get off the log, we turn up the heat, and we start doing it. So I think you're somebody now who is feeling the hunger. And I think your hunger for that Wheel of Fortune is overriding your fear. Now I'm more hungry than I am scared, so this is the motivation that wins. Yeah. When we look at the previous card in the path here, we see the Knight of Swords. And this, I think, you used to be someone that needed to plan everything out, right? Because this is someone that's looking to the future and looking at the complete step-by-step plan till we get to the end goal. This is somebody that really needs like a step-by-step instructions. This is someone who really needs to print out the MapQuest turn-by-turn directions. Needs to know every step of the way what is it going to be like, you know. And I think maybe in the past you had a little bit of this energy. I feel like you're kind of letting this go. It's like you're making this transition from someone who, I can't go anywhere without my GPS on my phone telling me which way to drive, to now you're just saying, hey, I'm going to go out and get lost, but I've got my internal compass always pointing me in the right direction because I'm hungry, because I want it. So this is a situation where I don't think that you're choosing to say, okay, I don't need my MapQuest directions anymore. No, I think that you're in a place that's uncharted, right? When we're talking about our own imagination or our own dark, scary forest, our own dark wood, if we're talking about this big opportunity in life for you, you don't have any frame of reference. You know, if it's a dark, scary forest, we can't see the stars, so we can't navigate by starlight. We've never been here before. We don't have a memory of which way to go. There's no familiarity. This is literally that place that we've never seen before. We've never seen anything like it. We have nothing to compare it to. It is the most unfamiliar of things. And I think that this maybe is something that we've feared. So we don't know what to do or how we do it. So I don't think that you sort of volunteered to say, hey, I'm gonna see if I can drive today without using the GPS. Yeah. Oh, it sounds like a safe thing to do usually if you're familiar sort of with the town or the city, the area. But could you imagine if you were in a completely unknown place, not even on this planet, right? Then it would be a bigger step. But I think you were put here, okay? And there is no map. There is no plan. Yeah. But it's worth it because you know that this is how you gain your freedom, your destiny. This is how you fulfill your fate. Okay? This is someone who's really putting a lot of faith in the universe, a lot of faith in luck, you know, a lot of faith in synchronicity. It's kind of saying, okay, I don't have my map. I'm just going to trust. I'm just going to start driving. I'm going to see which way my internal compass directs me, and I'm just trusting that Spirit's going to be holding the wheel and guiding me toward, guiding me down the right path. Okay. The devil energy, of course, to me represents some of that hunger. It's the hunger that is motivating you to climb that mountain, motivating you to get to the top of the wheel, motivating you to improve your life in whichever way. Okay? And I don't know, maybe this isn't such a big, huge, life-changing thing that you're confronting, but you are doing something that I think scares the heck out of you. Yeah. And it's leading you. This is what's at the top of the mountain. This is what you're climbing toward. This wheel of fortune. This is the expansion of your life. This is a leveling up. This is it almost feels like this is too good to be true. Right? This is the once in a lifetime path that's before you. And I don't think you're going to say no to the opportunity. Now, I don't know if this is literally an invitation to go do something really, really big in your life. I don't feel that this is something that you planned for, okay? I feel like this is something that's sort of happening spontaneously, and it's like, you've got 5 seconds to give me your answer. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Just say yes. Right? If this isn't, I feel that there's some sort of like international travel or something, right? I feel like this is really, you're doing something really big that's going to take you somewhere you've never been before. It's sending you down a road that is promising you unbelievable rewards, but you've never been there, so you don't know what to trust. You don't know what to believe. You have no frame of reference. You have to be driven just by your hunger, your ambition, your drive, your desire. Yeah. Let's talk about the path of the serpent now. 6 of Wands. The problems that you're going to encounter on this path are going to be overcome. Right? The 6 of Wands is victory after struggle, right? Success after strife. And that's why we have the 6 and the 5 here. Through your efforts, if you give it your very best effort, you're going to overcome. And I think the more you overcome the challenges, the more you kind of witness yourself succeeding and making progress and getting further down the path is going to become more familiar. It's going to start to feel like home. Yeah. You're going to recognize certain landmarks and trees and people and places and all this kind of stuff. I don't think you're doing anything alone. I think that this is, you are facing your fear alone, because nobody can face it for you. But I feel like you have a team of some kind with you. Okay? With the 6 of Wands, I feel like this week you're going to really discover the value, or you're going to really come to appreciate teamwork. Okay? Maybe this is some kind of an expedition into an unknown terrain. Maybe a big trek somewhere, right? You're going to appreciate how having the right team with you makes all the difference. Okay? And I think that you are an indispensable member. You're a valuable member of this team. Okay? And I wonder if some of this is like you being part of this team, feeling as if you don't really have enough to contribute. It's like maybe sometimes you kind of doubt your own efficacy. Yeah. Sometimes you wonder if in this group of experts that you're kind of the novice and you don't feel as if you really are bringing anything valuable to the team. Don't doubt yourself. Okay? Don't doubt yourself, because I feel like you have tools that are different than what everybody else's tools are. And maybe it's your creativity. Maybe it's your adaptability, your flexibility. Maybe it's, your mind being a sort of multi-tool, Because I feel that you are a crucial part of this endeavor. Yeah, and we could be talking work, school, family, friends, I don't know. Yeah. The Princess of Wands that we see down here, this is a card that's in the present, right? This is how you're sort of interacting with the world, interacting with this scenario. With each challenge you come to, you are present in the moment. Yeah. So you have this ability to be self-aware. And sometimes that makes us more afraid. We start to get really anxious and self-conscious. I'm just too aware of my body, that kind of thing. But I feel like this card can work the other way around too, where you are, if you let yourself sort of go, I feel like you're witnessing yourself perform feats that you never thought were possible for you. Yeah. It's like suddenly your body just knows how to do things. So whatever environment you find yourself in this week, allow your body, your mind, your heart, all of it, to just function and flow. I think you're going to surprise yourself at how good you are. It's almost like you're going to be, I don't know, if you're doing a wilderness survival thing. And if you just stop the worry, stop the overthinking, you just trust it all, let it go, let it flow, you're going to be building fires, you're going to be making shelters, making clothes, you're going to be doing all this stuff, finding food, and it's just you're going to surprise yourself. You're going to say, I never knew I could do those things. Yeah. I feel like you're discovering almost your hidden talents through this adventure, through this place where it's just you've never been there before. It's completely unfamiliar. But you're realizing that, wow, I'm good at this stuff. You know? And I think that's going to be a really welcomed realization, because maybe we feel like, I'm going to be in this situation and I'm not going to know what to do. I'm going to be terrible at it. I'm going to fail. It's going to suck. But if you get there with the right attitude, you're going to find that you just you have a natural ability to do these things. You're naturally talented and skilled at this kind of stuff. Whatever it might be, it doesn't have to be wilderness survival. But my point is that you're going to surprise yourself with how good you actually are at these things and how well you do perform. Okay? It's going to be kind of unexpected to you, but it's going to be very reassuring. Yeah. So with the Eight of Swords here in this position, we don't want that. We don't want to ruminate. We don't want to stew about it, right? Because if every moment we're sort of worried and anxious about what am I going to do, what am I going to say, who's going to be there, what am I going to have to do, how do I do it, what if it's this way, what if it's that way. We're going to be out of our mind with worry, with stress. We're going to tie ourselves up into a knot, and then no, we won't perform. You have to release yourself from this mental anguish and just let your mind, your body perform the things. It's like we've got stage fright, and if we're so worried about the stage fright, when we get on stage, we're not going to speak. We're going to open our mouth, nothing's going to come out. If we just let it go, just try to zen it all away, right? Then I think you're really going to surprise yourself at how well you perform, and then it's going to start getting fun. Then you're going to be like, I didn't know I was good at this. I like doing this. You know, you're discovering that sort of hidden talent. You're putting yourself into a place. I don't know what place it is. You're putting yourself into a place, a situation, a scenario that you've never been before. And you're discovering what you're really made of. You're discovering what you're really good at. You have some hidden talents in there, right? And the only way that we're really going to discover those is when we challenge ourselves into a situation that's requiring us to be creative, to think differently, to use our imagination, right? Because then those talents, those latent sort of abilities, kind of like your superpowers, right? They come out. And that's the Princess of Wands in this position. So we're going to skip over the Eight of Swords, right? We don't want to have that analysis paralysis. We're going to get up here, and it's almost as if you're witnessing yourself from a third-person perspective, okay? Now, we don't want to do that too much, because I think we don't want to even, it's important that sometimes we're not even a witness to ourselves, that we just allow everything we have to be committed to the moment, right? Rather than keeping a certain part of ourselves kind of detached or externalized so that we can observe, right? But I think that this card is talking about you reflecting on the past. I think you're coming out of this situation almost like a different person. You know, this week is, in that way, it is going to be life-changing. We're looking at the past now and we're thinking, yeah, you used to be that person that needed the GPS, that needed the plan, that needed to know exactly what was going to be required, what was going to be asked of you. You needed a list of everything you should bring, right? And now you're sort of looking back on your life and just thinking, wow, I confronted my fear. I discovered all these things about myself. I have this renewed sense of confidence. You know, I know more about what I'm made of. So this is, at the end of the day, a lot of reflection. I think by the end of the week, you're going to have a lot to journal about. Be sure you do, okay? Be sure you journal about this experience. This is going to be an important week where you discover something very important about yourself. Let's look at the mystery card. Let's discover this. I'd like to see some water energy because we don't have any, or I'd like to see some earth energy showing that, you know, that there's either some kind of growth or some sort of, I don't know, some sort of a jackpot at the end of this, right? I feel like it's more going to be the water or the Fool card, because I think you're going into this with some trepidation, but you're going to enjoy it. It's going to show you a lot about yourself. It's going to challenge you. Yeah. It's going to force you to bring out all of your superpowers that you didn't know you had. But that's going to feel good. So if you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. I'm thinking water or Fool. The Eight of Wands. Okay. The Eight of Wands is important as a correction for our Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is we're all wrapped up in our head. The Eight of Wands is saying, I'm taking everything I have and I'm just throwing it into this. All my mental energy, emotional energy, physical and spiritual energy, everything is going into this. So there's no aspect of our conscious awareness that is set aside to observe. So it's kind of like you're going to go through this. It's going to be a blur. That's why I said it's important to journal at the end, right? It's going to be a blur. You're going to get done with this and you're going to think, I don't know what happened. People are going to be like, damn, how'd you do that? And you're going to say, I don't even remember what I did. All I know is I jumped in and spirit took over and now I'm on the other side of it. I don't know how I did it, right? So it's important that we sort of get that retrospective and we use the Queen of Swords to look back and try to get a vision of what happened and write it down, journal it and stuff. Because the Eight of Wands, yes, very much creative problem solving, very much immersing yourself, all of your attention into this, so there's nothing left over that's going to be observing it. Does that make sense? Total immersion into the situation, not holding anything back. And then it's just kind of like we're being taken over by spirit. We're just at one with our own soul and spirit, our own energy, right? That there's nothing that is split off that can witness what you're doing. And that's why you may not remember when it's over, right? And we're going to need to sort of do that reflection where we think back on it. We can write it down and stuff. This is going to be really amazing. We're going to do an extended reading too if you want to stick around. There is a link up in the corner. There's one down below. New readings for Scorpio Wednesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. Doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.